Hello everybody, today we're going to be going over a T16 speed build that I've been using for key farming and just doing Nephilim rifts in general. So first off, we're going to be running the 6-piece Mundanugu set for the headpiece, Int Crit Spirit Barrage damage. For the shoulders, Int Vit cooldown reduction resource cost is what I prefer. For the chest piece, Int Vit armor. The reason why we go armor is because we get a lot of all resist from intelligence, but we don't really have a whole lot of armor since we don't have strength or dexterity. Gloves, you want Int Crit Crit cooldown. Pants, you want Int Vit armor. And then the boots, I like to go the movement speed over armor, but Int Vit armor spirit barrage damage is probably like the statistically best thing. But I just like the movement speed because once you get Paragon, you're gonna definitely be overkilling things for sure. Okay, so that's going to be it for the set bonuses. So the reason why we run the set bonuses is it makes your Big Bad Voodoo go longer. You get a 60% damage reduction whenever you do your Spirit Walks. You get more DR, and it's also making your Spirit Barrage do a ton of damage. If you did not know, this rune got buffed from 6,000% to 14,000%, so Spirit Barrage has become a really, really good build for speed farming for the Witch Doctor. It was already good last season, but now it's even better. Okay, so for other items, we're going to go Squirts. This is just more damage. Crit elemental damage is going to be the most optimal thing here, but this is kind of a tough item to find, so as long as you have crit, it's probably fine. Lakumba's Ornament, this is for, we're going to want elemental damage, Int Vit crit. You want to make sure the affix on this is 1. This is going to give you 70% DR when you have full stacks of Soul Harvest. And the reason why you want it at 1 is because it gives you the DR based on how many people you have Soul Harvested, or what gives you that initial 60% DR based on how many stacks you have. So you want to have that as low as possible. So if you're only around 1 enemy, you can get that DR, even if there's very low amount of enemies around. Gold Wrap, you're going to gain armor whenever we pick up gold. So that's going to make your defenses are going to be pretty crazy. This is pretty much going to carry your defenses, but Int Vit, resist all life percent. Int Vit armor's probably better. Stone of Jordan, this is just for damage, give you a little bit more burst. Cold skills deal 50% more damage, and you do 27% more damage against elites. And then you can go attack speed, crit, whatever offensive stat you want there is probably fine. Rochelle's Ring of Larceny, crit. I would say crit damage, crit attack speed is alright, but crit damage or something along those lines is probably a little bit better for more upfront burst. But the reason why we run this is so whenever we fear something, we get 52% increased movement speed, so it helps us move faster. Then we're going to go the Barber. We're going to go percent damage, and then I have area damage on this, but if you wanted to, you could re-roll this and try to get percent damage, attack speed, int. But it's not really a huge deal. The main thing is you want to have this primal so you can max out that affix, because what this is going to do is it turns everything into a bomb that accumulates damage, and then once they've accumulated enough damage that is greater than their health bar, they're going to automatically explode, and then they're going to do 500% of that accumulated damage to all enemies within 15 yards. So you're essentially going to turn everything into a living bomb when you run the Barber. Gazing Demise, it gives you 100% increased spirit barrage damage. Now I have a really low one. Obviously you probably want this to be at 150%. And remember, even though I have an ancient one, it's more than likely better to have a higher affix one than to worry about having an ancient one. It gains the Phantasm Rune, which lasts twice as long, and then it also increases the attack rate from Manitou Specters. So yeah, so it's just pretty good. Alright, well, after that, for gems, you want the Molten Wildebeest Gizzard, just for survivability. This is going to give you a lot of life regen and a shield after you don't take damage for a while. Bane of the Trapped, it's going to give you 55% increased damage, and it's going to give you an aura that automatically, so it's going to make it where it automatically procs itself, so it's just 55% increased damage. And then you want Boon of the Hoarder. The reason why you want this is it combos with your gold wrap, so you have a 67% chance on killing an enemy to cause an explosion of gold, which then translates into gaining armor, and then you get 30% more move speed after you pick up the gold, so it's pretty good. You get this from doing a vault, so taking a puzzle ring and putting it in the cube if you're not familiar with where to get this. The rest of these, you just do greater rifts, and at the end of them, you'll eventually get it on these gems. Okay, so... oh shit, where am I going? To Narnia, apparently. Anyway, after that brief sabbatical, so we're going to want Shakruni's Triumph in the cube, Crown's Buff Belt, and Ring of Emptiness. The reason why we do this is because it makes Spirit Walk last pretty much indefinitely until you attack, and we're going to be running Severance, which increases our Spirit Walk movement speed by 100%, so it's going to make you be able to move really fast as you're just kind of running around. Crown's Buff Belt, there isn't really a good item here. I mean, you could run this. Like, this is what you would run if you're trying to, like, you know, do GR speeds or something, but, you know, you don't really need that enough. So, Ring of Emptiness, you and your non-fetish pets deal 300% increased damage to enemies affected by either your Haunt or your Locust Swarm, so this just makes everything take 300% more damage, which is pretty good, just because, you know, Locust Swarm spreads to everything because we're going to run Pestilence. But yeah, so that's really it for the item and the gear. So now going into the skills, Soul Harvest, Souls to Waste, gain 3% intelligence. For each enemy affected, stacks up to 5 times. And then we're going to run Souls to Waste, so that's going to give us 5% increased movement speed for each enemy harvested. So you're going to have a ton of move speed from this and 15% increased intelligence, which is pretty good. Spirit Barrage, Manitou. The reason why we run this is because it kind of makes us into a spin to win build. You just kind of run around and do this, and it automatically does everything for you. So that's going to help because you're not going to have to be clicking everywhere. You're just kind of just running through. Spirit Walk, Severance, get 100% increased movement speed while in the Spirit Realm. So just movement speed really. Locust Swarm, Pestilence. This is just so it automatically spreads to other enemies. Once you put this on one person, it's going to spread to like everything. Horrify. This after you cast it, you're going to get a 20% movement speed buff by taking Stalker, and then it's also going to combo with your Rochelle's Link of Larceny, so when you do fear something, you're going to get another 70% move speed. Big Bad Voodoo with Boogeyman, it resurrects a zombie dog. The reason why we run this with the zombie dog is because then we can run Fierce Loyalty, which gives us 15% increased movement speed. So, yeah, we don't really run it for damage or anything, it's just for another move speed buff, because we don't really need anything else in this spot. Spirit Vessel in case we accidentally get hit by like a grotesque or something like that so we don't die. Grave Injustice. Grave Injustice just to keep your Big Bad Voodoo pretty much off cooldown as things are dying. And then Gruesome Feast, this is going to give you 50% increased intelligence every once you at max stacks just for picking up health globes, so it's just pretty good. With that being said, I'm going to hop into a rift now, show you guys, you know, just kind of how fast it is. And that will be that.
Done.
Enemies of the Nephilim surround you.
We got a keeps, gross. As you can see, things are kind of just dying, even though I'm just kind of running by them, one-shotting elites.
Needs more time.
And make sure you hit something with Horrify, because you know you do actually need to fear things to get that movement, to get that Rochelle's movement speed bonus. And oh, whoops. Okay. No reason to go back. After this, I'll go over my follower just to kind of show you I'm running on the follower. And So pretty fast. Doesn't take too long. You should be able to farm like, I don't know, like 100 keys an hour probably if you're really doing this efficiently with this build. So not too bad. On my follower, the main thing is I just run Nemesis Bracers and Flavor of Time. These are the two main things you need. The reason why is because it makes it to where whenever you hit like a shrine or a pylon, it makes another thing of elite spawn, which then gives you even more globes, which is going to help you do it faster. Flavor of Time makes your pylons just last longer. And then if you want, you can run Sage's Apogee. This is going to give, or Apogee, I don't know. This is going to double the amount of Death Breaths drop. So if you notice when I was killing elites, like just a huge stack of Death Breaths were dropping, it's because of this. Plus the seasonal theme with the altar power, it is giving you like another double Death's Breath, so you get like 16 to 20 or something like that. Then I also run the Kane's Habit just for an extra chance to get, or sorry, just for an extra chance to get another keystone to drop whenever I'm done with this. But keep in mind to do this, you need to make sure you do have a Ring of Royal Grandeur. The other items, I mean, you can do Avarice Band and stuff like that. It increases your golden health pickup radius, but it's not like hugely mandatory. The rest of these are just quality of life stuff. The main thing is this, and then the rest of this is just preference. I think, you know, if you're doing T16, you might as well go ahead and make these because you get these pretty easily from crafting. But yeah, well, that's going to do it. Hope this helps you guys, and have a wonderful day.